It's your boy Carcino here, downtown Chicago. What's cracking? I don't see y'all yet. I guess it's just going out, the notifications. But a lot of you guys have asked me in the past because you wanted to know. And you were like, man, we want to know, Carcino, seriously, on a serious note. It's your boy Jay-Z, man, what he did with Beanie Sigel and everything. Like how that thing went down. And for Meek Mill, he rolled out the red carpet. Like, I thought, you know, they was cool and that was his mans and everything. What was up with that? Well, there's a lot of parameters involved, and we're gonna go through them all. Hold on one second. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, it's simple. Beans can actually rap. But the funny thing about it is, Beanie wasn't a rapper. Beanie Sigel wasn't like pursuing a deal during that time when they met. I mean, and this is what the public really don't understand. Well, of course it was before Rock Nation. But that wasn't the point. The point was this. The point was this, and everybody wanted me to give them clarity to the situation because they felt like, man, you know more than a lot of people. You know, give us some insight on it. Oh, there's White Sox Park for all you guys that like the White Sox. I wouldn't root for that team. No way, no how. But knock yourself out. But let's get back to brass tacks. Jay-Z decided it would be in the best interest of people around him. What an idiot. Why are you speeding, idiot? It's traffic. You driving all up on him for what? Oh, man, I'm glad that ain't happening to me. When Beanie Sigel was going through his legal troubles, it was a whole different situation going on. It wasn't Rock Nation. He wasn't really in charge of anything at the time. It was a whole different dark era going on in the company. So it wasn't the same type of atmosphere. The atmosphere was completely different. But the thing was, it wasn't like they was railroading Beanie Sigel. You know, he was in there fighting for his life, trying to defend himself and trying to fight stuff that he was really doing. He was doing a bunch of nonsense. Wasn't no case where the judge was out to get him and it was set up and all that stuff. So let's separate the two cases. They're not the same type of parameters involving Beanie case in this case. You know, one was trying to be like I was self-defense. You know, one was a lot more violent, a lot more serious, and that was Beanie Sigel's case. And he ended up getting a better deal when it came to time than the Meek Mill case. And I mean, that was gunplay involved. Now, got cold lodged in my chest. That has nothing to do with the court case altogether. Him being a legend has nothing to do with it. The court case came down to a few elements. The court case came down to the element of the battle of what was going on, Jay-Z and Beanie Sigel. Jay-Z wasn't going to court. Dame was going to court to show his support for Beanie Sigel, just to rub it in Jay's face. They were feuding. There was a whole lot of transitional things happening during that time. Jay wasn't in the type of power he in now. If Beanie Sigel was on Rock Nation and something happened with Beanie Sigel, and Jay would have done the same thing right now. And you got to look at what Jay's position is right now, what he's pushing for, his movement about getting people out of jail who's been wrongly incarcerated. And you know, he's been on that movement for a while. For about the past 2 years, they've really been on this movement. And he signed a deal with Harvey Weinstein. But they did the deal with Harvey Weinstein to help bring some of these documentaries to life with all these stories they wanted to tell. So he was on that tip to try to go the more positive rap route. That's why the 444 album was what it was. So he's in this direction. So for him to lay out all this groundwork for Meek Mill, it makes sense for him to do it. But back then, we're really talking about almost 15 years ago. Jay-Z was not in that same predicament. He was not in that same boat. The Rock was splitting up. Rockefeller was splitting up at the time. So he wasn't in a position to do those things for Beans. And a lot of people was like, yeah, but he should have came to court for Beans. I mean, yeah, I think he should have, but I don't know how the transitioning was going, and the fact that Beanie Sigel ended up with Dame at that time, and I think there was a strained relationship with Jay and Beans at the time, and he kind of felt when they were splitting that when he was doing the state property thing, they were more in line with Dame and doing deals with Dame, because Dame was helping him get money with the state property and setting all that up. That was Dame thing, putting them together with all the Philly dudes. Most of that was just Dame getting that bread and putting the state property, and Beans was eating off that, and they was eating off the shoes, and he didn't get that certain money, but he ate off the vodka deal. And it's like, what are you doing? You ate good. Now the rest of them dudes, they were starving, but they ate good. They ate really good. So I don't really get the Beanie Sigel, like his whole thing about everybody like, man, Jay should have been there for Beans. He rolled out for Meek. I understand you guys really don't understand the parameters are different. He just wasn't in a position to do anything. That's just the honest truth. He was not in a position to do anything. Cam was the smartest out of all of them. Not really. To be honest, Cam he was never really signed to Rockefeller. He got a deal through Dame. He wasn't in line with Jay and Beans and the rest of them. And there was a lot of things that happened that I'm gonna talk about in the what's his name, when I do the Philly breakdown. But all of that stemmed from Cam breaking. I mean, once he took Jay-Z off his Old Boy song. Old Boy was hot, and Jay-Z put a verse on Old Boy. Cam erased the verse, and all hell broke loose. Nobody could do any songs with Cam that was gonna be Rockefeller. You was not gonna be with Cam. Kanye, everybody used to deal with Cam. They had no problems with him. Cam was their guy. Next thing you know, if you did a song with Cam, you was out. You was not gonna be in Jay-Z's circle. You were out. And the thing is that Kanye had did all this work with them. He was like, man, I did all these work. Like, they were the ones talking about signing me to Dipset. I was gonna get a deal through them. What's up? The D in the building. I see you. Well, you never heard the verse, so you wouldn't know if it's trash. Jay-Z Old Boy verse never came out, and he was dissing Nas on the Old Boy verse. You know, Cam told us it was trash, and that's why he took it off the song. But I could see what he meant, because the way he was rhyming, Cam was rhyming the verse, I said, oh no, that wouldn't have worked for that song. And it didn't. Anything with a diss, it's not even making sense from what they was talking about on the song of Old Boy. But Jay he didn't realize it was an ego thing with Jay. Jay was not used to anybody telling him, hey, I'm taking you off the record. That don't comprehend and go over with Jay. Jay didn't care though. Dude, you must be out your mind. Jay punished people because of that. I was gonna save it for later, but I'll tell you now. PD Crack did a song with One Time for PD. That original track was done with Cameron and Jewels. He did the song. It was his first track he did with them, with like a name artist. He was all pumped up in Baseline Studio. Like, yeah, One Time for PD. Jay-Z walked in. He's like, man, what everybody hyped about? And he was like playing the song. He's like, man, play him the track. Start it over. So Jay's listening to it, and Jay, ooh, listening to PD go hard. One Time for PD. Then it comes Cam voice. Cam bars come in there. Yo, I used to sell purple. And he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Cut that. Cut that. Delete all that. He was like, what? It's like, yeah, delete all of it. All of it. All that. Cut all that off. All right, we back. Look at these people tampering my account. What are they doing? There they go again. Somebody's not. They screwing up with my account and everything. The live stream keep dropping because they trying to knock people off because they don't want them hearing me. The highway is where you got most signal. So anyway, Jay cuts them off. And everybody acted like they don't know why Jay did it. You know, or like they acting like it didn't happen. The engineer deleted everything off the reels. He had no information on there at all. So now he's ticked off. You know, like, man, Jay just came in there and deleted my song, basically. So now he's just sitting there, you know, stuck and mad. But Jay left and there wasn't nothing he could say about it. So it was one time for Petey. You can find it on the internet. It's on YouTube now. But this is what happened. He was finna leave. He talked to Cam on the phone on his way to the airport. And he told Cam what happened. Sam was like, oh, man, don't even worry about that. Man, do what you got to do. You know, don't worry about it. But come see me before you get on the plane. He was like, okay. He went back to the studio. Cam had one for him already. He already knew Jay would do something like that. He already had it. He already had the song saved, so he made a copy for Petey and gave it to him on CD. Like, here you go. That's the song. So Petey has got the song. He listening to it on the plane, everything. So when he go to the hotel, it's him, Beans, everybody there. Whole state prop. They playing video games, getting high, smoking, drinking. He played a song, and while he's playing the song, Beanie Sigel gets up. As soon as Cam verse come on, he eject the CD out and break it. Yep, he broke it. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. And sat down and started playing the game again. Snapped the CD in half. So once again, Petey is like, yo, what was this all about? You know, so to this day, though, Cam still had the original version. So when they get back, you know, they said, you know, don't worry about the song and all that. We gonna take care of the song and do it and still put it out there. They put Beanie Sigel and somebody else on the track. But they put Beanie and somebody else, and they called it One Time for Petey and threw it out there. But Cam was taking off the song, and they still put it on the Dipset thing. They put it on some Dipset album. It's an ego thing with Jay. Jay try to act like he above anything petty, but he's all for the nonsense. They probably put Freeway on it too, but it was One Time for Petey. But you can hear the original version. The original version of One Time for Petey with Cameron and Joel Santana is on YouTube now. So it's been on YouTube for a minute. Every rapper got an ego, but Jay hold on to grudges a lot more than anybody. Jay sat there and, you know, most people be like, you know what? I don't even care no more. Not Jay. Jay don't move like that. Jay move in a whole different sneaky way. You know, instead, he didn't even have a conversation with that man. And he did a whole lot of things with their money. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of different things. He did a lot to help them too, but he took from them. They messed up the budget. It was a whole lot of stuff going on. Overrated, it varies. I mean, Jay did make hit songs. I mean, is he like the greatest rapper of all times and all that? No, he's not. But he's the most accomplished, you know. But everybody always think like, man, is Jay-Z, did he finally get up to Biggie level? No. It's not even close. It's not even close. Like, he might have great bars, but he don't have what Big had. Big had originality. Big had something that you just... I mean, Big didn't need nobody to write for him. Big didn't need nobody to help him come up with the hook, how this gonna sound. Big could do all of that himself. What people didn't know is Big could sing. Biggie could sing. Biggie was creative. Jay needed that. Jay needs a creative person around him. And they could make him better. That's what he wanted to do. He got to hang around somebody creative all the time so they can keep changing for him. Pharrell, he needed that creative energy. Kanye, I need that. I got to be around that. He got to be around something like that to turn him around and get him going with the times. Oh, Rick Ross, I need that. Miami Coke music. Yeah, I need that. Beanie Sigel, Freeway. Yeah, I need that Philly style. I need all of it. The whole no ID thing was just done out of a shot to Kanye. That's all it was. Having no ID do the whole album. That was just a whole insult to Ye. Y'all know that. The whole thing was just to throw a shot at Ye. But even after all they been through, Jay made a mistake when Beans asked him to be released. Jay should have released Beanie Sigel. But because of his ego, he didn't want to lose Beanie Sigel to 50 Cent. And because of that, that's where they at right now. You know, it caused a big old wave because Jay didn't want to lose him to 50. He should have just let it go. But it was his ego in the way, and he couldn't get out of his ego's way. He should have let Beanie Sigel go. And that's my thing as an artist, because the thing at that point when Beanie Sigel wanted to be released, Jay couldn't do nothing with him no more. Jay wasn't really finna do anything with him. And they was in Jay-Z office. And he trying to come up with ways like, man, do you need some more money? If the artist is ready to go, you might as well get rid of him. Because he ain't never, even if you keep him, he ain't going to be happy. You never was going to recoup any money off of Beanie for keeping Beans on the team, and he don't really want to be there no more. He ready to bounce. And he like, let me up out this deal. And you want to like, nah, man, I can't do that. I can't let you go right now. And that's going to mess up everything if I let you. Knowing the only reason you kept him is because you didn't want to make yourself look bad losing Beans to 50. So you kept Beans and made Beans believe like we a family. Like on some Monster Inc. thing. We're a family. So Beans was thinking, all right, well, I guess that's what it is. But it wasn't. You know, Jay think of it as a business, but it was personal for him. He didn't want to lose to 50 Cent. You know, it's that little inner game they have. The unspoken game that neither one said they wanted to play, but they play it. So that's where everybody's at. See, that's where you're wrong. I'll go into that another time. But during this whole thing, Beans was getting closer to Dame than he was with Jay. Dame put him in the movie Paper Soldiers with Kevin Hart. Y'all remember that movie, Paper Soldiers? Yep. Jay-Z's cousin is Kevin Hart's girlfriend or wife. And that's Jay-Z's cousin. But you see, Beanie Sigel was all through the movie, like he was in State Property, playing Stu. Way to go, Ronnie. Oh, I got some crazy Star Wars news too for all the nerds on the Screen Fiend page. Yeah, we got something lined up. Jadakiss is the better rapper than Fabulous. Everybody was wondering, like, why Jay-Z still got Fab? He ain't did nothing with Fab. I'm like, Fab is the guy, the little engine that never could. You know, he'll have like a couple of good hit songs and then nothing to happen. Nothing to happen for him. And it was basically his personality. It's just so bland. It's just like, yo, what's up? F-O-B-O. L-O-U-S. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, he's too laid back. He's a little too laid back, but he'll have some good tracks like Cuffing Season, all that. And man, everybody was running with it. And I'm like, man, you thinking he coming with an album or something, or nothing comes behind it. You know, it's like no promotion for nothing he does. I'm supposed to get off the expressway. Let me get up out of here. Can't do this no more. Can't do it. Won't do it. Look at all that soft side traffic. Soft side. Soft side. Soft side. Soft side. Music to my ears. Listening to them horns. That brings back memories. The state police county sheriff. Woo! That brings back memories. Well, the situation is you handing in statements again. Now I'm trying to get away from this sheriff who's in front of me too. Gosh. So well, we're gonna get into that situation later. Lupe as a rapper, Lupe was great. It's just that the type of rap Lupe do right now, he would be killing the game if he was like super active and independent and working with people. But it's just so many people out here and they're not really interested in working with Lupe. So for some reason, I don't know who he ticked off, but thanks, John Anderson. I appreciate that. Anybody give me a donation, to this, donate to the super chat. I don't care if it's $1. It's all good. I'm over here driving like a rookie. Doggone sheriff driving better than me. The Chicago Public Library. That's what's up. No, he did the right thing. I mean, Jay-Z was not in position to do what he did for Meek Mill. He was not the $300 million, $800 million Jay-Z who have all these resources. The resources he had back then, I mean, he was just an artist. He was not the guy that could do anything. Rockefeller was splitting up when he was going to jail, and he was more in line with Dame than he was with Jay. That's why when they split up, Beanie Sigel ended up with Dame. Man, Happy's Liquor Store. Jeez. Oh man. Right around my ex-girlfriend's house. Where's that place she used to stay at? Oh, we in the hood. Don't believe that. No, we in the hood, man. It's soft side. No doubt. The number 4 bus. And that's the place. That is the place. They didn't redid it because it did not look this nice when I came to visit it. That was a horrible time. Gosh. Imagine going to see your girl that y'all split up for a minute. You know, y'all wasn't quite broken up. Y'all split up for a minute, and she was already living with another dude. And she was lying about that. Right over here. These apartments. That's where I caught her at. Oh, Hood Story 100 was a classic? Well, thank you. I mean, Kendrick's in a good situation. I think TDE deserve more credit than a lot of people with Aftermath and all that. I mean, they deserve their credit, but TDE did a lot of the groundwork. Oh, the reason why, I told you, the reason why everybody wasn't on board with the Meek Mill situation, the reason why everybody didn't go head over heels and doing backflips about it, and people like in Philly, big people are still not supporting it, and they're turning their nose to it because they was like, man, there's more serious issues than what this guy did. And, you know, they got their attitude about it. The reason why is because a lot of them feel like what I just told you. That a lot of this is just built up for media attention. And why is Jay-Z rolling out all of this for this? And it's more about injustice against black people. And they was like, look, this guy really made some bad decisions. You know, this guy violated his probation not just once. It's not just this motorbike incident. You know, this is what people are not talking about. And I was like, exactly. It's 5 violations. More than 5. That they gave him breaks on. You know, and he just didn't get the message. So it's like, well, should he have gotten probation this long? Who knows? But the thing is, if you're unhappy with the judge, I said the governor should have appointed a new judge. That's what they want anyway. They want a new judge to look at the case. That's fine. You want to get a new judge, let a new judge come in and look at the case. I'm all for that. I think it's time for him to have a new judge. If the new judge come in and says, I agree with the old judge, then it is what it is. I think it's excessive. But then again, I don't know his case. But I do know he's been doing things, and you all know, because you've seen it documented, that you don't do when you got probation. Oh, Bump J was incredible. As a rapper, Bump could rhyme. He was on point, and just, you know, it's just a bad situation. The things you do that your crew might do could land you in jail too. Yeah, I mean, Bump getting locked up, man, it was a lot of stuff that they just start dumping stuff on you. Back then, if there's rumors of you doing something, your crew might do something, they'll put everything on you. You know, it all comes back to Bump. His name gonna come up. Bump J, Bump J. So the industry is gonna turn their back on you pretty soon. The same stuff was starting to happen with Chief Keef. Anytime something happened with somebody else, they just be like, Chief Keef crew, Chief Keef crew, Chief Keef crew. That stuff is negative. It's going to come back on you. Some of it may have been warranted. Some of it may have been true. But a lot of it wasn't. You know, and a lot of it be like, man, I don't even know that dude. Like, I might have done a song with him before, but, like, he ain't really like my crew. But they throw that all on Keef Chief. And then next thing you know, you're not getting booked for shows no more. People are afraid to have you do stuff because something might happen. So, It's one of those bad situations, man. I felt really bad for Bump. I don't think he did. But if they ever did a Hollywood crackdown, like in music, like they doing now, shoot. I know there's a lot of people gonna be out there naming people in the music business. Whew. Well, you try to do the best you can. That's the only thing you can really do. In life and anything else, man. Oh, from the last stream, Bryant McKinney. That's who. Former Minnesota Viking, former Baltimore Raven. Now, record producer, record company owner, former roommate or current roommate of Young Bird. Won a national championship and a Super Bowl with the Ravens. And I missed my turn. Oh well. Definitely don't want to take this turn. His name is Bennett, and he was in it. Of course I watch WWE. I watched my man Kurt gave the business to Shane O'Mac and SmackDown. Come on your show. Blow your show up. The Angle Slam. Boom. You got to get it together by Sunday, though. Yeah, New Day, they got their butt whooped. Messing around with Raw. Raw took over SmackDown last night. Smacked everybody around. You think it's fake? You think Shane O'Mac didn't get put down there? You think Roman Reigns them, they didn't powerbomb him into the ground? Kurt Angle. Jay-Z and Sauce Money stopped working together because the money wasn't right. He didn't like the money. This is before Volume 2 came out. So he left before Volume 2. It's like he got off the boat. Like, man, ain't no money here. After Volume 1 didn't do what they thought it was going to do. And Sauce was like, man, I'm up. I'm out. This ain't working out. So Sauce left right before they blew up. Then when he left, they blew up. And it was like, man, they blew. It was bad timing. But he wrote Missing You for Puffy. And he had dropped his album. He got the deal with Un. And he put out that one album. It didn't really do nothing. He had a song. And then him and it was a between Jay and what's his name? With Jazzo and all of them. And it was like, he told you that, but he ain't talk to me. He's like, why would Sauce tell you that and don't talk to me about it? So, it is what it wasn't. But let me go. We're going to spend some family time. I'll holler at you.